All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. It's Laz here on the You're Welcome stream, and again here casting for the next Big Caster Initiative. And again, thank you so much to ESEA League for hosting this. Look, we're going right into it. It's the ESEA main game. This is now going to be with Team Omen Dynasty, which they're kind of sitting themselves in that kind of middle of the pack with a 9-5 record. Not overall the greatest, but they are taking on the top 3 team right now, which is actually going to be Bebra. So they have pretty much solidified themselves in that top 5 category. Does look like we're going to get right into the action right away, but look, really excited to be here. We get ourselves that best of 1 format like we talked about. And Bebra, again, they've only taken a couple losses this entire season. They've only lost to Sleepless Gaming. They've only lost to Team 33 and even, Team Teamington. Yeah, they have taken some little bit of brunts and some bruises on this, but in all, they've been able to do quite well for themselves, putting in themselves in that top 4, top 5 category. So it could be a good matchup to see just of what they're bringing to the table here as we're getting close to the playoffs. And I think again, like I said, the thing that's going to be interesting about this game is really for Bebra, we've been able to capture like Team 33 so far in the season. We've been able to capture some of these other groups in the main division, like Prey Gaming as well. It has been interesting to see. So for me, like we haven't captured, Bebra yet, but we're going to go right into it. Love to see it. Let's see what they bring on to Ancient. The best of 1 format. Here we go for the ESEA main in the North America division. XSV now just going to be posted into Cubby. Full amount of aggression right now. Pushing on through. Garden now has been able to find himself that double kill. And now you can just see the CTs. They're just dropping. The dualies are going to be out. But again, players are diminishing quickly. And look at how fast they just all go down. And Feko Ratsu is going to be able to find himself that double kill as well. So both 2-piece for both these players, and not a bad start here for Bebra. And this is the thing that I wonder for Bebra too, right? Like, I mean, when you have these kind of matchups, when you're the higher ranked team, you've kind of lost to some of the best teams in the whole division. Do you have that little bit of an ego? Do you kind of get a little bit more puff in the chest? Are you feeling that good about it? I don't know. We'll see. Braylon, though, I was going to say maybe more than 1, but no, it's only 1 kill. But look, I mean, that's going to be pistols that are going to be able to find these kills. Getting a little bit greasy. That bomb is not really in the best position in the world, so it's going to have to cross, but thankfully for the timing, it's going to be all good. A MAC-10 is going to be picked up, the AK as well. The ruler is going to be able to have that in his hands. Use that MAC-10 to be the entry point. Now Bazaar trying to be the bait and switch onto this. You can see that Botanix is just kind of waiting things out. Here's Side Cave. It's a really labored spray. It's a gross spray. And I can't imagine these guys are going to want to go for this. Again, you don't have the kit. You don't really have a lot to work with. You have no armor, no utility, nothing. They're going to have to win these kills quickly. And that time is dwindling. HP is available for both these players. The defuse commitment is coming in, but 7 seconds, and that's going to be it. I'm not sure I really love that, to be honest. I don't know if I love the fact that we saw, Omen, they try to go for that play. I mean, it was, yes, down to the 2v2, but again, without that kit, not really with a lot of room, with time, I felt like they had to move quicker than that, and honestly, it felt like they could have just saved that guns. But, I mean, they have the money, they got the op out, but I guess they felt, they can go for it. Smoke to Red Room going to make the connection, and those CTs have actually kind of just, allowed that smoke to kind of put a stop in the tracks. They're not even going to entertain the idea. They're actually going to allow these Ts to be able to just get this control. So that B ramp is going to be up for grabs. That molly actually does connect onto Monarch, and He's got that noise cue, so now he's realized he's been able to get a lot more real estate than I think he was kind of bargaining for. You know, he couldn't have escaped too far, so look at this. Should be an easy clear up. He's going to do the jiggle peek here. Should be a quick deal, and there it is. An instant trade back. That's fine. It's a nice cleanup. Now you can see the CTs. XSV is actually kind of the one that's posted up into this, and somehow in some way they do kind of survive this, but Rylan now does actually have a decent position, needs to find this kill, does, and now the ruler posted up waiting. They don't even have to commit to this bomb if they don't want to. And the bomb's going to get dropped, so XSV has actually been able to play a little bit of ring around the rosy. Rylan's the one that's kind of have to put himself in the 1-on-2 with 40 seconds or just under 40 seconds remaining. He's going to have to do something big, something miraculous here. He's going to have to be able to find this kill. XSV does get a little bit over jiggly on this, and you can see player in cave. He does pick up the bomb. Makes the fake Q. Oh no, this is good switch. This is good fake. And man, if he would have had just an extra second of timing, that could have been his kill. Nonetheless, Omen, they get themselves right onto the board and don't allow that lead to get too big. Yeah, really good round from XSV, honestly. Like, I feel like the fact that, you know, he was playing in the middle of the site, he was trying to find that B ramp control. He was able to kind of push down that position and, you know, re-aggress. I really like that he kind of maneuvered around a lot, actually. He kind of went back into cave. He was able to get himself some decent footing. So that actually, to be honest, it kind of felt like that was kind of the saving grace here for Omen. So not a bad pickup at all. Bounce themselves back into this game. The 1 round win and timeout's going to be removed. MAC-10 and a Galil. So those are going to be the rifles here for the T side. Bazaar's the one that's actually going to try to go aggressive onto this. Raylan, though, aggressive with the MAC-10. Does find that double kill. And now, Monarch, can he be able to win this duel? He will. So it's back to an even Stevens here in terms of the players on the field. Plant should be able to get done quickly. XSV is going to have nobody to spot him out. He doesn't clear all the angles. He kind of put all his eggs in the one basket. Man, the footing of just, you know, Rylan that actually comes up big with the MAC-10. Good off kill here from Vexy. No, Botanix does have the Galil ready to go. Trying to play that off angle and does win it. So now it's all just down to Vexy with the op. Gets the quick shot, but again, the HP's low. Now that Diffuse does have a kit. Is he going to commit to it? There shouldn't be enough time. And actually, Cardin actually gets caught with the USP in the head. And he's not going to survive with the op, but just barely down to the 1v1 situation. We'll see that Bebra, once again, they keep themselves in a 2-round lead. Bebra mixing things up a little bit more now, so they're actually going to try to commit this towards that A site. It's just pistols here for the CT side. They realize that the threat, the guns that are available right now for the CTs is going to be low. It's going to be low quality, so they're actually, it's a perfect read, really. I mean, it's a little bit scary in the sense that they, you know, if they would have get caught, you know, in the close encounters, like if we would have saw like a bit of an A main push or maybe something like that, that could have been a bit more risky. But honestly, I think it's a good call just because they kind of took it as a group. They didn't like lurk or anything like that. Like kind of a situation right here, right? I mean, this actually allows that Monarch does pick up a rifle. I mean, it's really not much sweat off the brow, but again, it's one of those things where if we would have saw maybe, you know, Bieber going for a play like that where somebody's just lurking A and then maybe trying to capitalize on it, I think that could have been a different circumstance, but nonetheless, the Monarch can be able to keep this rifle. That would be nice. 1 kill, but not the second. But money is built up now. The 5K is available. 4,900. 55 here for the ruler. So there is a conversation here for the op to be put back onto this, and they will. Wasn't really able to find too much of an opening or too much of an impact so far, but Bebra really just, you know, again, very simple Counter-Strike, nothing really out of the pocket, nothing really that crazy. Good, you know, red room smokes, the instant smokes, which is absolutely important on a map like this. Mid control, Vexy's going to actually get a really nice little bit of a run boost onto this for himself. Good work, but now can he be able to find this kill? He does. Actually, the connection onto Reeland, he actually makes the one-shot dinks him, but he survives with 13 HP. And that's going to really feel bad. And now if the ruler posted up with the op, players have made it across, misses that op shot. Absolutely needed, and now XSV is just desperately spraying, and Bebra now have been able to find themselves a 5th round up for the grabs, and now Monarch right back into Donut. It's a big bite. It's a tough bite. It's not that soft and delicious donut this time. It's a little bit stale. And this might not even be possible. I mean, you can already see that Reeland's actually pushed all the way through T-spawn, kind of clearing things out. Monarch might get the timing of a free kill. But honestly, this is about just keeping the gun in the hands. You don't want to give anything up. Yeah, we're starting to really see some good performance here from, you know, the top, you know, I'll just say the top 5 team of Bebra. Like, again, a team that hasn't really taken too many losses this season, and the losses they have been with good competition in the division. So timeout going to be called for Omen, and honestly, rightfully so. Like, they have to figure out a new situation here. They're sitting themselves at that low, you know, mid 2000s, low 3000s, and right now, I mean, you're just going to put some pistols on the board. Monarch does have the M4, but this is where you can mix things up, right? I mean, this is where Monarch could just kind of be the sole anchor. They could just try to, you know, fully commit as a team, and Monarch just kind of in essence, like, baits his team in some way to get those kills, potentially. This will be interesting to see what Omen want to go for. It's going to be a 4-1 split, but Monarch's actually going to be here with B, so they have actually left, I believe that's Haunt that's going to play in towards Red Room, so this isn't bad. But now you can see that this is a little bit of an issue in the sense that now the C2s are playing a little bit more 1-by-1, and actually this falls apart. This is where I was saying they needed to use these bodies so that Monarch could be able to, you know, activate the M4, and they completely just go for these 1-on-1 engagements. That's a massive blunder into this. And again, a sloppy round. I feel like that was a really poor decision from them, considering they had, you know, Bebra that were committing towards the B ramp. They were the ones that were ready to go for it. And they could have had that better, but they didn't really play together. They just played these individual angles, hoping to have that pop-off moment, and it was a quick show. It was lights out. Back to the mid-control, and Bizarre's trying to find what he can through the side of this molly. The edge of the smoke, and a lot of respect given from Omen. Like, the fact that they're kind of just allowing this mid-control to be up for grabs too. You can see that Vexy's kind of just playing extremely passive here right behind Red Room, letting that smoke just kind of control his fate. And then you have Haunt that's kind of, again, the one that's, you know, playing by himself. He does get that kill and taking down the Opper, but now you can see the cave push. They're able to dig up double kills. They don't even need the bomb. Like, I think they just realized, oh yeah, we don't have the bomb. Got the ruler with the op. They could try to go for a little bit of a boost onto this. Again, no kits. So you cannot forget this. And there's the lurk right now of Reeland. Look at, you could just see on the other side of the wall. He's just posted up on this. He's expecting a massive flank right now. Or assuming somebody's going to swing out of Donut. There's a lot of hesitation right now for Omen. They have really just, again, they're trying to play the safe. They realize, look, their money's not the greatest. Keep the op, keep the M4. They have the, you know, the utility available in their pocket too. Not like a full belt, obviously, but a decent position. And oh, that sucks. And I was going to say, like, Would have been really nice if it was going to be able to cross. And now the ruler is going to have to just survive. Gets a kill. Now it could be the op-off. Oh, he's not going to expect this. He's dead. He's an absolute dead man. Oh, actually, I was going to say Fekor. I'm just going to say Fekor. We're going to say that. It's going to be a little bit easier. Roll off the tongue. My goodness. But either way, honestly, like, I do like that Omen tried to play the save. It's a little bit unfortunate he got caught on that. Like, I don't love that he actually pushed through Donut. I thought, you know, crossing a main would have been a lot smarter. He definitely had the time to do that. Playing Donut is just like such a, again, an obvious position that, you know, the save's going to happen. But Bebra looking good right now, folks. Looking a little bit unstoppable at this point. A big opening duel once again. The ruler does get a little bit of a response back onto this. Mid control now being a bit more aggressive. Hans just spraying frantically. Now Vexy's been able to find himself that kill, but Kadron, he's kind of the one just carding. He's just the one that's posted up onto this. A massive crosshair. I don't think I've ever seen somebody legitimately play with a crosshair like this. He's got to be trolling. He's got to be trolling. Lost sort of around, but look at XSV again, just posted up in B by himself, and now he's going to get a little bit sandwiched onto this. Bizarre might be able to find the timing of this. He won't. XSV does try to get aggressive with the MP9. The ruler. Does he want to try to go for the spam? Does he want to try to go for a little bit of a warning shot? Oh, I thought he was going to line that up. 27 HP in the sparing here of both Bebra players. Now the shots are made, and Cardin now has to be able to find something big. The op makes a shot. It's a whiff. It's a miss, and the defuse kit is available, so lots of time here, but we finally get to see Omen Destiny. They finally get themselves a second round after, you know, the third round was the first time we saw them get on the board. Like I said, I feel like this is the situation where Bebra, like, they're feeling really good. You can tell they're kind of just playing extremely loose. Like, there really isn't too much split up the brow, right? Like, it feels like these guys are in, honestly, cruise control. Like, they're up 7-2. The rounds they've lost have been very close. And they haven't, again, really done anything where you can tell, like, it's been too much of a mixture. Like, they've been just playing some very standard, very defaulty CS on Ancient. And they get this mid-control for free once again. And now Haunt, once, you know, like, again, the smoke happens in Ren Room instantly. He doesn't want to cross it. He doesn't want to go through it. He's scared of it. Like, that smoke has really just put up a massive barrier for him. So this creates a lot of problems here for the defense, because now they're playing this guessing game. Now they're turtling up a little bit more. So not the greatest situation in the world. And Monarch might be able to find a timing onto this. He heard that one player's there, but he spots one. Are they going to expect him here? Okay, it's a good kill. At least he gets this one. Now Bizarre just sitting onto the end of this. He's got himself boosted on the box. Spamming, giving a warning shot. He misses the shot on the Monarch. They don't know his teammates here. A lot of control once again. Relan just again posted up into middle. Waiting things out. Expecting to be, you know, finding somebody through Donut. Look at Bizarre. Look at how easily he gets this duel. Like, he finds the 1-2, and there's just no awareness right now for Omen Destiny, unfortunately. They just don't seem to have their communication up to point. And Bizarre just bulldozes through this site and finds a triple kill. It's one of these games where, like, again, when you get to the technical aspects of it, like, I'm loving what we're seeing from Bebra. Again, clean. They're just winning engagements. They're really not showing a lot of fear. And on the other side, like, you can tell for Omen, like I said, that mid smoke or that red room smoke, like right here, Bizarre's going to throw it. That gets thrown. So that essentially just blocks off the CTs. And this is now where we see Vexy's, okay, like, look, I'm going to commit to it. I'm going to swing through this. They actually find that kill onto Botanics, which is important. And now there's a lot of players on ramp. Pure from the T side. It's getting a little bit clustered. It's getting a little bit tight. And now finally Omen have been able to find themselves some kills. Much needed kills. And Bazaar is all by himself with 4 remaining players that he has to go against. And this is where Omen finally gets something in their favor. They put some good teamwork. They do a bit of a crunch onto the B on the ramp side, on catwalk and in mid. And it pans out extremely well. And it's a meal deal. Bomb's going to be picked up. XSV on the other side of this. And again, just under a minute remaining. Bazaar does have a lot of room to work with. And you can see, again, we're not seeing the CTs really playing. Like, Haunt's got to, you know, the position onto elbow. XSV is hoping that swing's going to happen. If Bazaar can find the timing to get this kill, he can easily reset and go for this engagement. But he has to swing close right. He has to be able to get this. But he goes for the commitment to the left, so XSV gets an easy kill. And luckily for them too, they get to keep the 4 alive. So going into this last round, that's going to be good for the money situation, just allowing the guns to flow. Max out purchase. Not the greatest situation in the sense of, you know, the economy here for the T side, but again, no harm, no foul. You got the rifles out, you got lots of utility available. It's really not that bad considering they've only lost, what, 3 rounds this entire first half. Lots of nades. Bazaar finds himself again that engagement. A deep smoke into mid here. It actually does kind of be overthrown a little bit. Dexy's been able to find himself that kill. Bombs drop on the other side of T, just on the outskirts of elbow. And look at, oh man, look at that. Botanics is just toying with his food, man. He's just playing with it. And he's going to run through this. He doesn't even care. He's going to try to absolutely swing this. Why not? Bomb's going to make its way. And you can tell that Omen, they are just, there's a lot of guessing into this. They're like, you know, they could possibly be here. We're not fully sure. The ruler now either has to decide to push through the smoke or not. He does. So now he's behind triple box. Needs that kill. Harden just goes for a massive swing with the massive crosshair, and that's a double kill. That is a 9-3. A 9-3 first half. It really did feel like, again, just a shutdown here from Bebra. Another day in the office. It's a full mid-fight now. You can see the guns are just blazing. Everybody's just trying to make the connections. USPs, these guys aren't even backing down. Botanics actually does find himself another kill. Now they're going to try to push through this A. They're going to try to swarm into this as fast as possible. Now we get to finally see that Omen have put themselves in a prime position to maybe get this bomb down, but look at Reland. Oh man, he's ignoring the smoke. This thing is turned around back to the 2-2. One player from A main, one player from CT. Monarch, he has to keep himself alive and he can't, and now XSV. A lot of work at hand with a Glock, and look at that, Botanics. A drive-by, a little bit of a gangster shot, and now a 10-3 has been up, and double digits are secured here for Bebra. A 10-3 and Omen, again, with, you know, Tech 9s and the light pistols, not going to be easy for them. Not an easy feat. Botanics still hungry for more. Connecting some good damage into the ruler, and look at this. This could just be a massacre. Trying to put these pistols up in close quarters. I like this. So now, again, just winning some easy engagements. Carden, my goodness, I'm sorry, pardon me. The guy with the most gigantic crosshair in the game is now just popping off once again. Through the thick and thin of this situation is turned into the 2v2. Reeland's now just kind of, again, just getting this information, but Necro, an easy kill. Now he just can play it. He can just play mind games, and now Vexy, this is where he has to make a kill. He has to make a play. He thinks this player is going to be CT, but it's the wrong read. Finally loads up, but man, he does the damage. He just cannot get the kills. 15 HP for Reeland, 1 HP for Fekro. Not a bad attempt from him at all, but this is looking like Bebra once again being a number 3 seed or that top 4 seed team. It's a clear demonstration of why. Full send, a full commitment now. Omen, they just decided, look, let's just go for it. Let's not even worry about it. Let's just barrel on in. Let's just see what we can get away with. It's a full aggression. The Ruler's been able to find himself that Mech 10 kill, open things up with a FAMAS. Now we get to see Bebra be on the backboards a little bit. A kill here for Botanics, make it a double, why not? A little bit of a collat, looking for himself that triple. I cannot believe he's getting away with this, and they're just feeding him right now. And now Botanics is having to pull up an ace clutch into this situation if they want to find themselves another round. The Ruler now sitting himself on the 4K. Both these players are single-handedly just putting up all the work. Oh my goodness. We will see Omen be able to find themselves a round. A Hail Mary, if you will, but... whoo-wee. It comes to the hands of the Ruler to put himself into a quad kill. Making himself pretty with a 12 and 12. You know, like the thing about this too is like I actually don't mind this room and the fact that they tried to just go for something very basic. They go for an execute, and it works for them. But I don't love that we saw there were so many players committing to this aim push. They were just like really fixated on the idea of going for it, and it almost costed the round, to be honest. But they make it happen. Reeland now playing close. He's a bit of a smoke criminal, but he's the only one up close into the fight. He was one of the rifles that was available here for Bebra. Plant's going to come through. Both Bazaar and Fekro together. And again, here we go again. Omen, they're trying to go for these a little bit cluttered fights. Not a great situation to be in. And now Botanics, he might be able to find himself early kills. And just like that, in the blink of an eye, I can't even get to it with my observing. They find themselves in essentially a light purchase round, and they have put themselves on map point here for Ancient. All right, a bit of a do or die situation here for Omen. A lot is needed. I mean, we're talking, 8 rounds to push into an OT, but it just feels like Bebra has kind of sealed the deal here. I mean, really, I think their gameplay has just been steps above, right? I mean, we know they're in the same division, but this is what I was kind of saying about this matchup, where it's always interesting to see how well these top teams in the top 5, top 10 can play versus some of these teams that are in the middle ranks. Doesn't always paint the full picture, but I think this game has. We really see that Bebra have been really just kind of, again, playing some very simple Counter-Strike. They're doing a great job of just making it work for them. And the firepower that is, here for the CT side of Bebra is just is kind of another level compared to Omen right now. Cardin has actually put himself in some great kills, like sitting in an 18 and 10. Has been able to find this, and like the fact that he gets almost away with a big swing of a kill like that. That's where, again, I've been kind of critiquing a little bit. Fekro, though, now looking for a little bit more potentially. The HP is low of the Ruler. 15. And the bomb is dropped on the back skirts of B. So, like, look at this. Like, again, that bomb is all the way over here. So, I mean, this is not a good situation at all. So, I mean, there's time to be available right now for Omen, but again, they have to clear so many angles. They have to be aware of so many different situations because they don't know what Bebra are doing. And you can see a lot of clearing, taking their time with 30 seconds. Now this is where you go, okay, do we commit through spawn all the way to A, or do we go B? And now with all that little bit of distraction, they have to commit to B. Vecro's not going to have that noise cue. He could even throw a flash if he wants to wait it out. He's got a prime position. He just goes for the one, just playing a little cat and mouse. This should be all over unless Vexy can be able to find this kill. Indeed, he won't. It's going to be Bebra. They get themselves the 13-4 victory. And again, really just showcasing a strong performance. You know, Cardin was somebody I definitely loved seeing what he was doing. Botanics, he was somebody that honestly put up so many different multi-kills. I think for him, considering his, you know, he was 16-9, like he wasn't technically like the top fragger. Like I think that was Cardin technically with an 18-11, but Botanics clearly for me was MVP of this match. Like not only was he finding multi-kills like left, right, and center, he was just creating so much space right now for this team. But a good victory though. I mean, for Omen, again, that's the only way you're ever going to get better is playing some of these better teams. And for them, like I said, we have seen other matches in the season where, you know, some of these like mid-ranked teams, they still can cause a lot of damage. They can cause a little bit of disruption, but not the case here. So Bebra are going to be able to find themselves in a dominant performance. They get themselves the big W. Look, but that's going to be it here for me. There's a couple games you did here today, and we'll bid a fair due for tonight, but hopefully we can catch a few more before the competition's over. Looking very forward to seeing where this thing can go. And again, if you guys appreciate everything, throw me a follow. All my information is on my YouTube channel and also the Twitch channel. But thank you so much. Appreciate you as always. We'll see you later.